Okay, well, it's not unusual from my experience, serving on the Manteca School Board. About 4 years ago, we had similar budget problems when the state cut our revenues. Actually, we had $11 million. I know City of Stockton, we're talking right now in the area of a $16 million deficit, but it was very similar, and the experience I gained from that will come in very handy and very helpful in trying to wrestle this same kind of budget situation we have in Stockton. At that time, we met with all the employee unions. We met with community members. We laid all the cards out on the table, said this is the way it is, this is the funding mechanism. There's not a whole lot we can do to change that. We have a deficit. We all need to pull together and to do the best we can and to resolve this problem. And I think I mentioned I was serving as president of the board at that time, so I had a lot of opportunity to meet with different groups. We were able to balance our budget at that time without borrowing any money, without laying off any staff, through hiring freezes, not filling positions that had been vacated due to retirements, shifting staff around to different positions, and with the help of the employees' unions and associations, saying, well, we won't be going for raises this year because we all understand that there's some difficult times ahead for the district. And that's the same type of leadership and the same type of things that need to happen with the city. Is we need to communicate with all the parties. There needs to be some trust developed across the table, saying that we're in this position because of historical things that have happened. But if all of us work together and pull together, it's going to be better for all of us in the long run. And so I would take the experience that I gained through that budget crisis in the district, and we have an existing budget crisis in the district also, and use that in communicating with staff in the city and with the public in order to resolve it. I think if we all work together, we can find where to make some cuts or freeze positions. Well, my gut feeling is that obviously the general plan must be flawed. It was created, and now within a very short amount of time from its creation, it's being changed. So there must be some flaws in it. If the City Council thinks it needs to be changed, then obviously they notice some things in it that don't match with what the people in Stockton or the state or the Sierra Club want and are looking forward to. So they've made this decision to change it. I have reviewed the settlement. I don't see that it's as big an issue. I think it's much ado about nothing, actually. It has the city consider to use different things. A few of the items in the settlement I still need to research more about. There was a reference to Build It Green certification for new homes. I'm not 100% sure what that entails and if that costs money and how much that costs. I did read that in the settlement. So, but overall, my assessment is it gives advice that the city needs to take certain actions. The city is required to consider it and set up some committees in order to consider those green things. I'm very much pro-environment. I drive an electric car. I have solar panels on my roof. So anything we can do to help the environment, I think that helps all of us. So I think we need to proceed with it. Make the committees and the considerations that have been recommended in it and do the best we can with it. Well, my initial gut feeling is if there's an agreement, then the city is bound by that agreement and they need to abide by it. When somebody comes to the table and you make an agreement across the table with somebody, you need to do your part of it. We don't want the other side to stop doing their part of the agreement. Now, this is where it comes back to what I mentioned, my experience with the budget crisis we had in Manteca Unified. I think we need to start talking with the police unions and those associations that represent the police and see if there is some compromise that we can come to across the table. I don't think it would be right for the city to unilaterally take an action that is contrary to an agreement that they have with the police. But I think if you meet with the police, I mean, I've met with several of them, they're reasonable people. They don't want to hurt the city. They don't want to harm, but they have an obligation to represent the police officers. That's their job. But if you sit down and you put the cards on the table and you let everybody see this is what will happen if we follow through with this, it's going to cause damage or whatever the situation may be, I believe that they'll be reasonable as long as they feel that the city is, they can trust the city and the city is being truthful with them. And so I think there's some trust breakdown that has occurred between the city and the police, and that needs to be fixed and remedied, especially in this time of this huge budget crisis that we're facing in the city.